In this video, we're going to take a quick look at the PolyFuzz module and deconstruct this tremolo jazz sound that we have here to find out a little bit more about the features available in the PolyFuzz. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off each one of the elements that makes up this sound: the amp simulator, modulation, reverb, EQ, the compressor, and the parametric EQ per string. Now that's the sound of my hexaphonic pickup without any processing. It's not very attractive. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the parametric EQ. As you can see, each string can get its own EQ setting. Likewise, each string can be panned separately. Here I've got the first 4 strings panned fairly wide, and then the 5th and 6th string panned almost to the center. Compression is always nice to add. You can add it individually or on all of the strings simultaneously. Amp simulator is absolutely critical for this sound. Again, I've got different settings going on for each one of the strings. The first 3 strings I've got a little bit more distortion turned up on, whereas the 4th, 5th, and 6th string are almost without distortion and have slightly different EQ settings. Now let's add that modulation. As you might have guessed by now, each one of the strings can have its own modulation setting, or you could set them all the same if you wanted. Here, what I'm doing is I'm just changing the rate between each string. So my top few strings have a much higher, much faster tremolo rate, and my lower strings somewhat slower. Ends up being like a nice Leslie effect, but something you couldn't get out of a standard Leslie, that's for sure. Turn up the gain on just on string 6 a little bit. Add a little reverb. Little slapback delay. A little more time than that, but a little less than that. There, that sounds pretty nice. I like that. So there you go. There are some core features of PolyFuzz and how they can be applied to this nice jazz tremolo sound.